Well, I definitely agree. I feel the same way. I was very excited to learn that the city council was going to start to take a relook at the comprehensive plan for Odessa. The last time it was looked at was in 1978.
Wow.
So I was very happy to hear that, because one of the things is since I've been back to Odessa, because when I graduated in 1987 from high school, I left, so I didn't come back until 2000. But one of the first things I noticed was how much progress Midland had made, and kind of Odessa was kind of at a standstill. There was a couple of churning of buildings, change of names and businesses and so on. But if elected mayor, I really believe that we need to work with each of the districts and find out exactly what can be done about some of the houses that are being run down, some of the businesses that just need to be cleaned up. When I traveled down 2nd Street, it looks like at one point there was some type of cleanup going on there.
Yeah.
There's some nice little fences that started but never finished.
Never finished up.
To cover up some of the junk.
Let's check the phones this morning for Art Leal. Hi, good morning. You're on the air live.
Good morning, sir. How are you guys doing today? I just have a question. Really, the wages aren't that bad right now, but it's just that everyone is having to look for a higher paying job because everything else is going up. The housing, as far as to rent an apartment, all that has gone up. Housing's gone up, and the food's gone up. Now the gas has gone up, so people are forced to go out and find a higher paying job.
I know this is something Mayor Knight can handle, Art, but I mean, the cost of living used to be, you used to say, hey, we can live in West Texas. Cost of living is pretty low. When in fact, the cost of living now is on the way up.
It's going up, and housing right now. Odessa is one of the fastest growing in home values right now. So the cost of living is going up. So we do need, even though we've done very well economic development, bringing business to Odessa, but we do need to start looking at ways to improve the workforce.
City, and of course we talk about the workforce and talk about jobs and those kind of things like that. City Council had recently had to deal with city police issues for pay. Police Association put forth a petition, which they eventually recalled because of a negotiation with City Manager Richard Morton. Where did you land on, which side of the fence were you on all that?
Well, I believe our policemen deserve fair wage, just like our firemen and anyone else. They deserve a competitive wage because it's a very hard job to do, and what they do.
Is the compromise that was found by Manager Morton? Is that
I believe it's a fair compromise. I would have rathered it gone to the voter, and have the voter have a say in how those were going to be paid for. But I'm very pleased that the policeman got a raise.
I think the city manager's fear, and I'm not meaning to put words in his mouth, but when he was here visiting with us, he was afraid that because there's a passionate plea from the Police Officers Association, and that the voters would have probably heeded that and have given them an 18% raise, but then that would have left firemen and many of the other folks who work for the city, who do, an admirable job as well, with Zippo zero nada. So is that? Do you think the city manager's compromise was a good deal?
Good deal. I think it's still going to come out to about 18% anyways with what they're going to get up front, and then they're still going to get their 5% raise at the end of the year. Okay. So I think it's still going to be around that amount. Okay.
I know you're a money guy, so he would know these. He knows these.
He knows the money.
We don't even have to have a chalkboard for him. Hi, good morning. You're on the air live.
Good morning, sir. How you doing? Richard Morton is a remnant of the old administration. We need to get rid of Richard Morton and get somebody new. I'm voting for this guy.
All right. Well, and the deal, and one of the things that you have come in on, thanks for the call, 498-7505, is that there's just nobody participating in city government.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it's not that these guys are bad guys. It's just that there's nothing new floating around. Nobody else wants to step forward, and I first of all commend you for stepping forward because we talk about this all the time. That and I can look over the list here of ECISD School Board, the hospital district, so forth, and you're right. Very few people come forward to do that. What's it going to take? It's not going to take many people to say, "Hey, this is a young guy. He's out here trying to make some difference." What do you think is going to really push you into the mayor's chair?
I think getting out and meeting the people is going to be very important. I got a late start, so we're doing some fundraising right now. Hopefully you'll start seeing the Artmobile out there really soon. So I'll let that be a surprise. Y'all can just guess what that's going to be. But getting out there and meeting the people, talking to people, seeing what's on their minds, and really, it is time to get involved. And that's what I was kind of speaking at my press conference, was letting people know. Let's get involved. We don't have to just sit in the back and wait for someone else to make those decisions for us. We can make a difference. Even if we don't win, we can still make a difference, because we can talk about the things that concerns the citizens of Odessa.
Hi, good morning. You're on the air live with Art Leal.
I suggest if you want to really get people to move here, you're going to have to fix the broken educational system. Who would want to move here with the disruption you have in the classes? Your kids can't learn, and you're going to have to fix that before you're going to get anybody thinking about moving to this area.
Are there some specifics in the school that you're talking about for here? Because, I mean, we're just running the state's education program, aren't we?
Well, you're going to have to take a good look at what the state is mandating you to do. Testing, and you have no control over getting rid of kids who don't belong in school. It's going to take a major overhaul. It's not going to be little Band-Aid fixes.
Well,
I'm afraid that's beyond the scope of the mayor of the city of Odessa.
That's not a mayor problem. That's a state problem, I would think, unless you are saying something to the effect of controversies that take place within the school board and the school district locally. I don't know that. Of course, the mayor doesn't have anything to do with that either.
No.
You got to kind of stand back and let them do their thing.
Art, what other areas do you feel specifically that voters need to take a look at that would differentiate you from Mayor Melton?
I think fresh face, new ideas, just be able to look at things with a different set of eyes. We've had our current mayor's been there since 2001, and I think someone fresh coming in will have an opportunity to really start building some of those bridges across different lines, and just trying to find solutions. Of course, the mayor is a non-voting person on council, so he can bring people together. He can let people know what he'd like to see happen and encourage. Of course, the mayor only votes if there's a tie.
That's right.
Yeah. How do you feel about the cooperation between the city of Odessa and the city of Midland? Are the cities working together now? Are you satisfied with what you see?
Well, I haven't really seen anything negative recently between the city of Odessa and Midland, so I really couldn't speak to if any of anything like that.
Does there need to be more? Does there need to be? I mean, you look at on 191, and as we have predicted,
they're growing together.
As we have predicted, this is coming together.
Well, I've always known Odessa and Midland to be friendly. I see that marker going on 191.
Yeah. I've got to ask you a question because you were a young man and you left Odessa.
Right.
And you are probably a very common story. What do we do to keep our brainy kids, our true asset,